Hello and welcome to my first attempt at doing what is it, Keystone Hero, Keystone Master, the 2K achievement. So, how I'm doing this is my first time trying to heavily edit it, and there's cuts, there's jumps. However, this is going to my 2K grind on my Druid. So if it isn't as flushed out as the other content due to it being one take, I do apologise. However, the first key that we see us in is Vortex Pinnacle +5. This is just last week on Tyrannical. There's not really much to talk about in this dungeon. That's why there's a lot more cuts in this. So the first boss, as we see here, not really too much of big problems, just avoiding the circles, making sure that the cyclones don't hit you, and just making sure that you can look at the mobs on the outside. I think there's a big thing here that my Druid that I'm currently running it on, I haven't played since Vault, probably first or second week, but I'm happy to see that Bear Druid is getting big and getting better again. So here we go, moving on to second boss. So on second boss, the main mechanic is being downstream to the river, in a sense, making sure that your back is towards the wind, and that you go up once the big circle appears, as it just did. Making sure that you go up before that circle hits you, otherwise it silences. So looking here, everyone got hit up, I believe, but it's a lot of damage, especially on Tyrannical, especially on high keys. When I heal this on my evoker, the road to 3k character, this is a fucker. But besides the point, there's not much once again to talk about on this boss, as it's only a +5. However, it looks like we completely smashed it. I think we do lose one, but I could be mistaken. Oh look, there you go, the Druid. Druid got hit, unfortunately, and got silenced. But no. After that boss, this pack, even in Tyrannical, it sucks. But it is doable, it is manageable. As you can also see, I've tried to be a little bit helpful, as in the last couple of packs there's also one that appears like this. Obviously the lightning, once you get the lightning lasso, you have to move in, just have to let the group know this boss, these ads are manageable. Moving into the final boss here, there's not much once again special here. On Tyrannical, the Skyfall Novas, they need to be focused, just making sure that no AoE goes out, make the healer's life easier. But other than that, moving into the final bit stretch here, we get our rating from a little +5, and we find ourselves a nice little cloak upgrade. Alright, moving into the next dungeon, we've got a +8 under rock. I do apologise in advance that my recording did have a little bit of a mess up, so we don't have the first or second boss. However, moving on, we do see Volcanic coming into this, as that is the +7 upwards affix. Oh, this boss is fun. So I haven't tanked for a while, as you can imagine. I've had to swap to healer for our raid sake, and yeah, I didn't realise that the shockwave needs to get rid of a lot more. However, we do see a beautiful moment. The Feral Druid that is behind the boss, as you can see, it's slowed down right now. The Feral Druid decides to run out with upheaval on, So even if we did want to try and get this boss down, he decides just to run out, as you can see. And yeah, as you can imagine how this boss went. We unfortunately take a wipe, but fortunately with this boss, you can reset it. Once this boss has been reset, our feral druid, bless his heart, decided that he wanted to run back instead of waiting for a res, so that took the key down a little bit. However, we come back stronger. We don't have a lust in this group either, but besides the point. I learned from my mistake. Shockwaves now hitting it immediately. I probably could have positioned a lot better looking back at this. However, it's something to learn from, and moving forward just have to position a lot better, as well as upheavals need to be placed in those mushrooms instead of running off. As you can see in the bottom left, I did try to let him know what's going on. Anyways, we killed the boss then, which is all good and brilliant. Moving through this instance, there's not really much to talk about, just interrupts and stuff like that. Obviously the horrors you need to interrupt, the defilers you have to just interrupt. There's a couple of things like Withering Curse and issues there, Dark Echoes need to be interrupted. And now we move into, like the VP, this pack is just gross. However, I digress. It can be done on any level of key, but we do lose the feral again, bless them. As you can see here, I'm trying to revive it before the door opens and takes me. Moving into the final boss here, we do have another funny from the feral. Obviously he's not very used to these dungeons, but besides the point. We come in here and try to teach as much as we can. So Vile Explosion goes off. I try to move the boss back to reposition for the next for the Vile, and the lovely feral decides to get the cleansing light, and once again runs to Narnia. But anyways, we do finally show the feral that the guiding light is a good little circle that you need to stack up in. However, as you can see, he's still a bit scared to group up with us. Obviously thinks that I bite. But anyways, moving into the final little visages here. And yes, we do time this with loads of time left, even with 7 deaths. Lots of these keys have very lenient times. No, we take our rating from a +8, nice 126. Now moving into the final instance that we got this week is a level 10 or +10 Neltharian's Lair. Yeah, this is also quite a fun one. In this one, I want to make this apparent as well, in this series, that most people do, they just pug, but I don't know how to flick off the Raider AI or anything like that, so I got some guildies in with ults as well. As you can see here, the Mester is my healer from Raid. He wanted to join on his ult, which I'm more than happy with. Going into first boss, it's actually quite a nice group. First boss was very clean, and I can't really complain. There's a couple things that I need to learn as a tank. Obviously getting the skitters more towards me instead of slapping the DPS over there. However, this boss goes really smoothly, and there's nothing to really complain about. moving through this next bit, I just want to kind of explain how I want to structure my race to 2k or grind to 2k or whatever that is. So I'm not going to do the traditional way of trying to poke through keys and stuff like that. Because looking forward, I might be needing to tank in raids and stuff like that, and I just want to have the character available to me. So looking forward into this kind of keystone to 2k and stuff like that, it's just a little adventure that I'm going to bring my guildies to friends that I know, just to kind of get their ults and stuff up. Obviously I don't want the series to end too fast, because it's not too hard to get 2k anymore. But yeah, no, looking forward, it's definitely just a fun time with some guildies if they want to join. Why I chose the Guardian Druid is because finally I see that they're actually getting better, and it's actually really enjoyable to play Guardian Druid again. I've tanked for God knows how many years. It's only swapped to healer for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and it's just nice to be in the tank shoes again. It's nice to see that Bear is once again the stamina tank, a little punching bag. Well, not little anymore, the werebear. But no, it's very enjoyable. I definitely suggest it to anybody out there. It's a very easy tank to learn, to master. It's a little bit harder, but it's probably the easiest most out of the other tanks that are available. Right, moving into this next boss, there's not really much. So over here I'm talking to my friend called Mester, saying just to keep track of the totems when they pop up. But other than that, it's just a simple tank and spank. Deal with the idols and don't get happy slapped by the rocks that appear out of the ground after striking the mountain. If anybody would like to join me on this little fun adventure, you're more than welcome. I play on Taran Mill, I am Horde, but if you see my groups up, obviously under the name of Zalpaws, you're more than welcome to join. If we time a key, if we don't time a key, it doesn't really matter, it's just for the fun. As we see, the boss goes down now, and I'm going to go skip through here and go to the next boss. This boss, once again, big tank and spank. The big thing here is the Toxic Wretch and the ads. Toxic Wretch, just position yourself so you can be in a safe area. As you see here, we've got a tiny safe area, and the ads need to be focused and killed, because otherwise the big worm decides to get enraged. Oh, we have a whoopsie on this boss as well. Yeah, I completely forgot about the spiked tongue and needing to move away. So yeah, coming up, yeah, I decided to enjoy being nommed on by the giant worm. Whilst being nommed on, Mester decided to tell me that I am a complete fucking idiot. So, understood. And now this is moving into the final little bit. So, coming in here, we just have to keep an eye on the breakers. Oh no, my bad. Look after the other ones, where they turned into the massive mountains. They really, really hurt. So here I asked my buddy Mesta if he could deal with both pools. Because for healers sometimes this pool is quite scary. But he is playing a druid, so he can heal everything. And I've only just noticed at this point that we are lacking percentage. However, going into the final boss, fortunately we had a lust available, I believe. So a big thing on this boss is moving the giant earth monster into the rocks, so it stuns and takes more damage. And preferably, don't move the boss as much. Don't do what I'm doing. I trust in my healer and also him screaming in my ear during this run to not move the boss. But no, we take the boss down. And after this, as you can imagine, I had to run over to the side, pick up the 2 ads, and just nuke one down as fast as possible. We pick up our nice rating, as this is a new +10. And yeah, this is the final bit of this video. I have done the vault opening already. It was the scuffed one. But besides the point. Looking forward to going into the +11s and +15s and stuff like that. I want to move into it at a decent pace. Obviously my character currently is only 400 now? 400 item level? He's got the old tier and stuff. But other than that, hopefully I see you next week. Hopefully you enjoyed. And till next time, this is Al. Take it easy, people.